Matthew Swift. At Chorley I'm the head of data and analytics, first team coach and under 16s coach, and I studied football coaching and management. With my data and analytics role, I sort of look at oppositions that we're playing, sort of weaknesses we can exploit, our strengths, for us to build on. Like to look at stats, regarding our players, to give them a bit of morale. If somebody's had a great game, they won, 12 out of 13 headers, aerial duels and stuff like that. We'll give them that, give them a little bit of a boost and stuff like that. Kind of, give them that positive mentality to have going into next game, stuff like that. If it's a team metric, we'll tell them, guys, we're unreal at this. Let's keep it on. Kind of give them that morale, boost the morale up and stuff like that. And then with the 16s, sort of self-explanatory. I took over sort of a group of players 2 years ago, under 14s, going into under 16s the start of this season, and we're doing well in the league, doing well in the cup, and just want to look to hopefully have one of them, in a first team training session, or hopefully get a contract in 3-4 years time. Working football for me, it's a very unpopular opinion, but I love the away travel. I love playing away, so on the bus down there, chatting about the game, just chatting about football, getting prepared for things we've trained on, things we want to implement in the match. On the way back, if we've had a great win, it's great celebrating, with the team, with the coaches, with the players, the camaraderie on the way back. Having a big loss, or suffering a last minute equaliser or a last minute winner for the opposition, it is tough, but it's always better travelling back with the team, so we can pick each other up, rather than a lonely 2-hour drive on your own back with the music off, radio off, just being on your own. Personally, I feel non-league is so special because of how together clubs are. Clubs like this, the community clubs, they're not clubs that are turning fans in. They want as many fans to get in, just to get them in, get them out, spend a bit of money. This club means something to the town, the people that come and watch it. I live around the corner from the ground. I'm obviously much more of a fan now, but I've followed Chorley all my life. I remember when it were, in counties, when we were 200-300 fans, and to see the team grow as players, to see the club in growth grow as well. It's great to see. It's the togetherness for me of non-league that's special. Working in a first team environment is great. It's when I started my coaching journey, it was something I always aspired to be within. It wasn't something I wanted to rush into. It's something that I've sort of gradually, and I'm still in that gradual process of settling into that. Even though we're in January, it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. So it's not something, like I said, I want to jump into. I want it to be gradual, and I'm loving it. Everybody, players, staff, are so supportive and stuff like that. We get on each other's backs, when we know each other can do better and stuff like that, and we're all working together to get the best out of each other. So the degree in helping me secure the roles, it prepared myself personally, but in terms of going out and getting them roles, it was the ECP program, the job teaser from alumni, ex-students, post jobs on positions that clubs have come to UCFB, that roles that they're offering, they put on job teaser, and ultimately it was that that got me the roles that I'm in now. I applied for one on job teaser, and through my degree, I had them skills already, but I needed to go out and find somewhere, and it was job teaser with the ECP team that helped me ultimately acquire my first role, which has led to where I am now. The link UCFB has to the National League, like I said before, I feel it's crucial. It's one thing developing your skills in a classroom setting, where you're learning, you're doing your assignments and everything. You might be in the library doing your assignment, with your mates or on your own. But then it's another thing actually putting them skills into practice. You know, you don't know how good you are until, you know, you go and do it.